Hey guys, Crewman here, and it's day 3 for most of us without an RTX 5090 and some of us without an RTX 5080. It is so close, but we can't get it. And I know you guys are freaking out and starting to get antsy and maybe are looking to buy 4090s and 4080s that you skipped last generation because you were like, you know what, I don't want the 50 series, I'm buying the 40 series. But I'm here to tell you that I just did some market research, and right now is literally the worst time to buy a used 40 series GPU. It is literally probably worse than the launch of the RTX 40 series. You heard that right. It is worse to buy a 4090 or a 4080 Super or even a 4080 now than it was at launch. And I'm going to show you why. Alright guys, you see right here, I launched a video probably like a week ago almost now, and I told you to not sell your 4090s and your 4080s and your 4080 Supers. I told you to wait because once the RTX 5090 and 5080 paper launched, which we all basically knew were going to happen, that the used GPU market would go bananas. And it has absolutely gone bananas. We're talking like, they're going to call it the great GPU panic of 2025. And I thought it was just going to be on the 4090. No, it's on the 4080 and the 4080 Super too. Let me show you guys. Guys, I want you to look at the 4080 and 4080 Super prices sold for the last 2 days. This is absolute, utter insanity, guys. This is literally just 4080s and 4080 Supers. You know, MSRP $1,000 of the 4080 Super. We're selling as cheap as $700. I paid $600 for my last one. Look at these prices right now, guys. Absolute insanity. To give you an idea, since the RTX 5090 release, the average for sale price of the 4080 Super on eBay is $1,419. I still don't even believe it's real, if we're being honest, but that is what the data says. I literally checked it 3-4 times because I didn't believe it. Now, obviously, we know you can get cheaper if you don't go on eBay, but eBay is what the whole world has access to, and eBay is where everybody looks to base their prices off everything. So I'm sure if you check Java or Hardware Swap or at Facebook Marketplace, prices are just going up and up and up. And if you think this is bad, let's look at the RTX 4090 and look at the RTX 4090 prices, guys. Most of these are over $2,000. People were buying RTX 4090s for $1,500 a week ago. That's the point of that video that I had made. I said, don't sell your 40 series. And look what happened. If you sold it, I feel bad. And if you bought it, you were smart. Because right now is the time to sell them, not to buy them. Look at these prices, guys. This is more than what they were listed for when they released. And people couldn't buy them. Look at this absolute insanity, guys. Utter chaos. So the average price of the 4090 sold on eBay in the last 2 days is $2,373. Now look, I understand that sometimes we don't see the actual price on some of these. I found a website that kind of gives you a pretty accurate, like it scrapes the data and tries to find the actual price, and I use that. And again, I checked this data 3-4 times. I'm telling you, it's probably not perfect, but it's good enough to give us a snapshot of how crazy the market is right now. The used market is literally flipped on its head. All right. The craziest thing ever is basically if you wanted a GPU with over 24 gigabytes of memory, you're going to have to go get a 3090 right now because you're not going to get a 5090 and you're not going to get a 4090 right now, which is what I warned everybody would happen. And then say you wanted a 4080 Super because you're like, nah, 5080s are too expensive. Based on the market right now, it is probably cheaper to buy the RTX 5080 new if you can get one closer for $1,100 to $1,200 rather than paying $1,300-$1,400 for a used 4080 Super. Ugh. Alright guys, it is rough times that we live in right now. My best recommendation, if you're asking me what to do not buy anything right now. Just sit and wait for the market to normalize. Now, if you have to buy something, if you really just want to buy something, I think the RTX 5080 is your best bet right now. If you're thinking about buying a 5080, then holding it for a bit and then selling it to buy a 5090 later on, you can do that too, but be prepared to lose a little bit of money on the sale of your 5080 in the future. Although with the way the market's looking now, maybe you won't. Maybe you won't because the 4080 Super's pretty much held on to its value this past year. We'll see what happens, but guys, take stock It's okay. If you have an older GPU like a 30 series or maybe even a 20 series right now, your best bet is just to wait, maybe figure out exactly what you need, what you want to spend, and then come up with a plan. And then you can follow my guides based on finding your plan then. I'm going to do a lot more 5080 testing, 5090 testing, and frankly, I'm probably going to start doing a little bit more 4080 and 4090 testing on certain games and doing a lot more comparisons just so you guys can see whether or not you want to buy a 50 series or a 40 series, because I can't believe we're having that conversation now, but it's where we're at. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please sub to the channel for access to all of the videos I just talked about, and we're going to also do a lot of PC builds coming up too. Super excited for the future of the channel. We're not even a month old, and we cracked 1,000 subs, so thank you everyone for joining, and we're going to go on a wild ride, and we're all going to have a great time doing it. Don't give up hope. Just be smart, guys.